Hey guys, it's Greg at Vanguard Motor Sales. Man, I got a fast one for you today. Demon 170. That's right, 890s in the quarter. This thing is slick as can be, 1,025 horsepower. She is black and she is beautiful, man. Absolutely cool as can be. It's got that 3-liter supercharger, 945 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, this thing is a torque monster. And she is gorgeous. Now it's got the beautiful black paint on it with the satin hood. Then it's got the satin top on it also. I mean, just cool as can be. Only 25 miles on this one too. I'll tell you what, I'd put about 100 on it right now because I'd take off and drive it home. She is slick as can be. Love the wheels on this thing, love the tires. I mean, what's not to love on this car? Super, super cool right here. Of course, we got the fuel fills satin, the deck lid satin. All the reflections in that paint are just beautiful. And then it's got my favorite color interior, black. I know a lot of these things have all those different colors of interior. Man, just put a black interior on a muscle car like this. She is gorgeous. And there is a back seat back there so you can strap the kiddies in and suck their eyeballs back into their heads. Man, this thing, I tell you what, when my kids were little riding around in my hot rod that was about 2 seconds slower than this, they thought that was cool. I can't imagine what they would have thought about driving this thing around. Slick as can be. Pop open the trunk here just to take a quick look. Looks like there's a car cover in there, and it looks like for those of you who have to have a front license plate, that front license plate bracket's in there. Looks like the seat folds down, the back seat there. So if you want to go to the lumber yard and fill this thing full of lumber, you can. I don't suggest you do that. You need to get a pickup truck to do that. Now look down the side of this thing. Doesn't it look mean? Absolutely love it, man. Super cool car right here. One of the fastest, actually it may be the fastest quarter-mile time car that was ever built, man, especially that you can drive on the street. Isn't that cool? Now at Vanguard Motor Sales, we don't do any consignment whatsoever. That means we own this car, and I know a lot of you want to hear this baby fire up. But before we do that, we're going to go out in the shop, see what's going on. Now we're right here in the Motor City, so we've got great facilities for working on old cars. You know, this is where they were all born. Now we've got 25 lifts in here, 15 full-time mechanics checking stuff out. And then about 2 miles from here is our main showroom where there's over 150 cars there. So we own all of our inventory here at Vanguard. We don't do any consignment whatsoever. And a lot of people ask us, where do we find all these awesome cars? Well, we're hopping on airplanes, getting in cars, driving thousands of miles, getting on our hands and knees with flashlights, checking out the bottoms of cars. We're checking them out top, bottom, inside and out. We're really picky about every car that we buy. The paint, the chrome, the underside, the suspension, the motor, the interior. Now, once we get them back here, the mechanics fully inspect every one of the cars before we park your dream in your driveway. We're in the Demon now, and unfortunately this thing is super low miles, so we are not going to drive it. I'm going to let you put the miles on it. Now, what's really cool is the dash on this thing. Take a quick look here, especially when it fires up. You see the Demon, you see 24 miles. Then you can see the screen over here, carbon fiber all the way around it, and that's where you can do all of your whatever you want to do. I mean, this thing, This thing's basically a computer with a 1,000 horsepower motor. So there's a lot of stuff on here. I'm not a computer guy. I know how to turn traction control off. I know how to use the line lock, but it'll do a lot more stuff. So make sure you hop on YouTube, figure out all that stuff that it'll do. There's a lot of guys out there that know way more about this than I do. All I know is she is fast as grease lightning. It's got 24 miles on it. She's black and she is beautiful. And we can park this dream in your driveway. Just call Tom. He'll tell you just how easy that process is. Now stick with us because we're going to put it up on the lift and show you how cool the bottom side is and what's going on underneath the hood. We're underneath the Demon now, and just like you'd expect, it looks like a brand new car under here. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the floorboards, not a mark on them. The exhaust still looks brand new. Now, these are independent suspension out back. And of course, this thing is heavy duty as can be because it's putting over 1,000 horsepower to the ground and it's raising that front end up in the air. I know you guys have seen it in the videos. When they launch this thing at the drag strip with a little prep on the track, this thing will do a wheel stand, looking absolutely cool as can be. Again, slick as can be, super cool, nice and clean under here. We got the 8-speed transmission. Of course, that's all electronically operated. It knows exactly what to do. It's got the gigantic brakes on it. You can see all these closeout panels here, all this plastic. I don't see a mark on it. Just beautiful under here. Of course, it is pretty low, so stay off the curb if you're going to drive this thing. And then I love these front runners. Super cool. These are 245/55 18s, and of course they are Mickey Thompsons, just like back in the day. And then you can see those SRT brakes from Brembo slowing this baby down. And you can look down the side, of course, factory paint, all looking absolutely gorgeous. Super, super cool. Now we got some little aluminum blocks that go right on the pinch weld to raise it up. And then out back, they actually give you a lift spot back here, which is cool. See that little block they put on there? And then out back, this is where the horsepower meets the road. And these are 315/50 17s. And again, you can see those Brembo brakes back there. Guys, let's lower this thing down and look at that horse up front making over 1,000 horsepower. We're under the hood of this baby, and I tell you what, she's looking awesome. Now, they black out the top of the blower on these things, and you can see the Demon right there, man. There he is. Of course, everything's stock under here, but of course, you're calling it stock, but it's 1,025 horsepower. I mean, this thing is a monster. Well over 900 foot-pounds of torque. Of course, it's got air conditioning, power brakes, power steering, anti-lock brakes. It's got it all, baby. It's got launch control, traction control, every kind of control you can imagine. So give us a call at 248-974-9513 and let Vanguard Motorcycles park this little dream in your drive.